At just 36 years old, Ibrahim Traoré, the president of Burkina Faso, stands not only as the youngest leader in Africa, but also the world. His dynamic leadership and unwavering commitment to his nation have set him apart from the prevalent corruption that plagues many African administrations. While numerous leaders in Africa often seem content with a superficial engagement, flitting from one international conference to another, Ibrahim Traoré is forging a distinct path. In less than 2 years since assuming office, he has overseen the successful execution of several large-scale projects within Burkina Faso, all achieved without the reliance on external Western assistance or loans. This showcases a bold demonstration of self-sufficiency and national pride. In a recent surprising move that echoes the bold actions of Libya's former leader, Muammar Gaddafi, Ibrahim Traoré has once again captured attention by reclaiming control of Burkina Faso's natural resources from foreign entities. Not only did the government retrieve its gold mines from a prominent British corporation, formerly the largest mining operator in Africa, but Traoré also proceeded to nationalize these vital assets in a decisive stride towards economic autonomy. This strategic move reflects Gaddafi's early leadership years when he nationalized Libya's oil reserves, redirecting the profits away from Western conglomerates and towards the Libyan population, resulting in a significant enhancement of the country's standard of living. Ibrahim Traoré's vision for Burkina Faso stands resolute. His strategy involves the gradual retrieval of all the nation's natural resources from the grasp of foreign entities, often exploitative corporations, to nationalize them for the benefit of the Burkinabe populace. This approach is designed to shatter the neo-colonial shackles that have historically ensnared numerous African countries in a vicious cycle of reliance and destitution. By ensuring that the wealth amassed within Burkina Faso remains within its borders, Traoré aims to set the stage for a transition from a third-world nation to a flourishing, self-reliant state. His initiatives not only challenge the prevailing corrupt governance in Africa, but also present a direct opposition to Western powers that have traditionally sought to dominate the continent's resources for their own advantage. This strategic move signifies a bold step towards economic emancipation and national autonomy. It exemplifies that African nations possess the capacity to prosper autonomously, upending the enduring narrative of dependence on external aid and loans. Through strategic investments in his country's resources and a steadfast commitment to the well-being of his citizens, Traoré is establishing a formidable model for fellow African leaders. His methods could potentially serve as a guiding framework for developing nations to attain genuine independence and prosperity, challenging existing norms and reshaping Africa's trajectory on its own terms. Following World War II, Libya found itself partitioned between France and the United Kingdom, with the UK orchestrating the establishment of a monarchy under the Senussi dynasty, a move officially sanctioned by the United Nations. Despite the appearance of independence in 1951, Libya's autonomy remained largely superficial. King Idris and his administration functioned primarily as proxies for the British government. The British ruthlessly exploited Libya's resources, effectively reducing the monarchy to a mere appendage of the British crown, akin to the situation in Burkina Faso. This obscured reality, often overlooked or unknown, meant that every significant governmental decision necessitated approval from the British monarchy before enactment. The Libyan monarchy essentially operated as a corrupt and compliant regime, serving as an extension of British colonial interests rather than a genuine representative of the Libyan populace. Under British oversight, Libya's riches were funneled to serve colonial interests, plunging the Libyan populace into dire circumstances. Life expectancy nosedived, and the educational system lay in ruins. Nearly a quarter of Libya's 4 million inhabitants were literate, a stark revelation highlighted by Mason. Poverty ran rampant, and the ordinary Libyan's quality of life was dismal, relegating the nation to the depths of development indices. This grim reality endured until 1969, when Muammar Gaddafi ousted the Senussi monarchy in a coup aimed at reclaiming Libya's autonomy and resources from foreign control. Dismissing the monarchy as a relic of colonial oppression, Gaddafi swiftly nationalized Libya's oil sector, specifically targeting Western oil giants like British Petroleum. Establishing the National Oil Corporation enabled Libya to wrest control of its oil revenues, redirecting wealth back into the nation rather than allowing colonial powers to siphon it for their own interests. This act of nationalization marked a profound change. It empowered Libya to directly reap the benefits of its natural resources, utilizing them to enhance the lives of its people instead of bankrolling the infrastructure and luxuries of Europe. During Gaddafi's tenure, Libya experienced a remarkable metamorphosis. By 2011, the nation had transcended its status as one of the world's poorest countries in 1969 to emerge as a leading economic force in the region. In 2010, the United Nations Development Program, UNDP, classified Libya as a high development nation within the Middle East and North Africa. Literacy rates surged from single digits to an impressive 88.4%, while life expectancy climbed to 74.5 years. Libya's striking ascent stands as a testament to the possibilities that unfold when an African country seizes command of its resources and rejects the exploitative tactics of colonial powers. It serves as a potent illustration of the potential inherent in asserting rightful ownership rather than acquiescing to the meager offerings dictated by self-serving, parasitic colonial enterprises. A notable demonstration of resource sovereignty is evident in the actions of Niger, which boldly escalated the price of uranium from a mere 0.8 euros per kilogram to a noteworthy 200 euros per kilogram. This significant price hike went beyond a mere market adjustment. It represented a resolute assertion of reclaiming authority over the nation's resources. Astonishingly, shortly after this decision, Niger was forecasted to become the fastest-growing economy in Africa, a distinction it upholds to this day. The rapid economic expansion underscores the profound impact of nations assuming control over their own wealth. It is astonishing to contemplate that prior administrations in Niger had consented to agreements permitting a mere 5% royalty on uranium sales, a shockingly minimal percentage that highlights the depth of exploitation by foreign entities. This resonates with statements from the late head of Wagner PMC, Yevgeny Prigozhin, who once highlighted in a video that while French firms were vending uranium at 200 euros per kilogram, they were remitting only 11 euros back to Niger. The contrast is staggering. The juxtaposition of 200 euros versus 0.80 euros transcends a mere pricing adjustment. It exposes the exploitation and devaluation that have afflicted resource-rich African nations for decades. Nevertheless, when confronted with this reality, some Africans dismiss it, asserting, "The West is not our problem. We are our own problem." While acknowledging internal corruption and complicity as significant concerns, it remains imperative to acknowledge the broader systemic exploitation propelled by Western corporations. Numerous African leaders face intense pressure to sign agreements that essentially prolong colonial exploitation by granting corporations the privilege of first refusal on any recently discovered resources. Consequently, foreign entities persist in dominating Africa's mining, drilling, and resource extraction sectors, funneling profits back to Europe while leaving meager portions for the host nations. These arrangements are not mere conjecture. They are well documented and deeply entrenched in contracts that sustain economic hegemony. It is disheartening that despite compelling evidence, many individuals remain either unaware or unwilling to confront these realities. In stark contrast, countries like Burkina Faso, despite their modest size and limited resources, are bravely standing up and affirming their sovereignty with resolute courage. Conversely, larger nations, often heralded as regional powerhouses, find themselves mired in apprehension and indecision, ensnared in the remnants of neo-colonial authority. The clarion call for action is unmistakable. Africans must educate themselves and others about these exploitative tactics, challenge the prevailing status quo, and advocate for equitable terms that genuinely serve their nation's interests. The time has come to awaken, unify, and reclaim the prosperity that rightfully belongs to the people of Africa. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to support the channel by liking, sharing, subscribing, and turning on the notifications bell for more amazing contents.